everyone want to be happy?
Yes.
Around?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you know why you're unhappy? Have you ever stopped to examine? Because you say no to whatever's happening now. If you deny what's happening in your life, it makes you unhappy. It makes you sad. It makes you miserable. That's the cause, the root cause of all suffering, all human suffering. If you get into the moment, just now, and look at everything from the perspective of this moment, there is no problem. The problem only comes when you move out of the moment and you start thinking, oh my God, tomorrow I am to go to work. I'm losing money. I have no job. Does he love me? Will I lose weight? Will I make money? Will I meet my significant other? You deny what is happening right now. And this is just a bad habit. A bad habit that somehow we have held on to. You know, it is worse than smoking and drugs and the rest of it. And I am guilty of it as much as you are. The only difference perhaps between, say, me and someone who's not on a spiritual path is that they don't realize when it's happening. At least for sometimes during the day, I pick myself up and saying, oh my God, I'm saying no. I'm saying no. Because no is very attractive to the mind. The mind loves stories and drama. He said this. You know, you only tell people all the stuff that happened, and if you look at all the stuff that's happened, a lot of it is all the negative nonsense that's going on in your life. How you're not able to manage with this, and how it's not going good with that. And how, hopefully this year will be better for me. Hopefully I'll be able to stick to my resolutions. Hopefully good things will happen to me this year. Well, what's wrong with just now? What's wrong with just now? Because right now, that's all there is. There may not be a tomorrow. You can't keep moving out of this moment. You can't keep saying no to your own happiness. You're just making yourself miserable. There's an internal resistance that comes up. You have this group of friends. None of them like any of your posts on Facebook. And you start to think, I don't like my friends. They're not the kind that I want. How much are we basing ourselves off of stories in our lives? Social media, what the world expects of you, what your mother wants from you, what your husband needs from you. If you understand that your mind is a storyteller, it's one of the best storytellers, and you have fed it so much, given it so much ammunition, there's plenty that keeps coming up, plenty, all the time. And every time something comes up, you need a beautiful $200 dress from Macy's. And you say, no, I can't afford it. And you've already moved out of the present moment and you're feeling unhappy with yourself because you've already said no to the moment. That dress may or may not come. But why should that define how you feel today? Many things in life are going to keep happening. I always say, use the analogy of the river, right? That everything just happens. And your perspective to it is all that matters. So you're saying no to that, 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 you're saying yes to something else, yes to something else. And if you notice very carefully, you don't want the pain, you only want the pleasure. Ultimately, it is these two things that keep pulling us from one side to the other, to the other, to the other. You're yo-yoing between running away from pain and running towards pleasure. And actually happiness lies right in the center. Right in the center. It is a feeling of stillness where nothing matters. That is real happiness. And when you have that feeling of stillness, you see beauty in everything. In everything, in everywhere around you. You have to take that step of faith before the waters of River Jordan part. You can't say when Moses comes and he puts his stick down, then I'll believe that the waters will part. You have to believe that the waters are parting for you. You have to be happy and joyous before good things happen in your life. Because the universe is an echo effect. If you say no, it'll say no. If you say no, it'll say no. Why are people telling you, go to the temple on New Year's, go to the church, go for a special sermon? Why? Because in that moment, you're thinking good thoughts. You're thinking positive thoughts. When you go to a temple, at least I get a very, very nice feeling. People are not coming there to lament or to cry. Most people are coming there thinking of wanting good things to happen. So the energy is very positive. And it's catching. When you are a product, you're just, a product of consciousness. All of us are very connected with each other. So if one person in the room is terribly negative, there's a very good chance that all of us become like that. If one person in the family says no and denies the moment, it brings everybody else down. Do you find that? If you can flip it at that time, when you realize, oh God, I'm feeling unhappy, I'm feeling dissatisfied, I'm feeling anxious, why am I feeling this way? See, we never stop to actually analyze why we are feeling unhappy. If you did, you would realize it is only your internal resistance, something inside you saying no. And that blocks the energy completely. Change it. Just say yes to whatever happening. No, this is not the perfect job. No, this is not the perfect life. I do want to be on the New York Times bestseller list. I want to sell 1 million copies. I want to become world famous. Yeah, we all have dreams. But what is my reality now? Am I embracing it completely? Because if I say, what's the point of talking to 5 people? Will anything come out of my mouth? And will anything that come out of my mouth be authentic and true and really help you? No. At every moment you have to stay authentic, stay in the moment. This is my reality. Today, whatever is happening, the 5 people, the 10 people, the 20 people, the 50 people that come and listen to me is my reality. I can't deny that. There are days that I have felt disillusioned when maybe 1 or 2 come and I can never speak properly. Why? Because I've already said no. And there's that, you can feel the force stopping inside you. That the energy is not flowing freely. Once you realize that you're just you're nothing, you're just, things are just happening through you. You won't need a particular situation to come into your life to be happy. We've all confused our minds. We think that if we are physically healthy, that means we'll be happy. If we have X amount of dollars in the bank, then we'll be happy. We have a handsome or a beautiful significant other, then we're happy. We live in a country with a stable political climate, then we'll be. You know how many reasons we've given ourselves? And it's impossible for any God, any divine, any person to meet all these demands. And it doesn't work that way, you see. You, by the quality of your own thoughts, by your own energy, create your reality, create your destiny, create your happiness. You can be happy living in a slum, and you can be miserable living in a castle. Whatever it is, you'll probably get 8 out of 10. The 80-20 rule works always, at best. But you have to say yes to what's happening. You have to embrace your life completely. And if there's one thing you want to do this year to make things happen, and I know each one of you has got so many things in your life that you want to change, so many places that you want to go to, so many things that you want to achieve. Start by saying yes to the now. Catch yourselves several times in a day when you're in a mindset and you're off, something's not right, you're losing your temper, you're saying something short, you're being... Stop right there. Say, why did I say that? Get to the root of it. Get to the root of all your outer vibrations. The things you say, the things you do. And the root will be your inner resistance. Everything comes back to that. Everything comes back to that. You want to be somewhere else. You want something else. You want another event, another person. And what do I say? Happiness is your birthright. Happiness is my birthright. I will be happy today and every day, and I will not allow any person, any event, any situation to deny me that. How many times in a day do we let this happen, right? So many people, so many things in our life decide whether we are going to be happy or not. Start by saying yes. Just that one thing, if you can change in your life, or if you can put into practice, you can see the difference. It will change everything about you. Everything about you. And if there's anything I want for y'all this year, is that you meditate more. Meditate more. There are so many advantages to meditating. If you get next week's email, it's about the 10 top reasons for meditating. Just bring it into your life every day, even if it's 10 minutes. And don't tell me you don't have 10 minutes. I can't believe that. Everybody has 10 minutes that you wasted looking at some stupid TV program or talking nonsense to someone on the phone about someone else who was not there to defend themselves. Meditate. Whenever you're on dry land, not driving, you can close your eyes and meditate. I always say there is nobody who can't meditate. There are only those who won't meditate. So if you think you're important, and if you really are in the business of changing your life, transforming your life, and you're committed to it, then just stay present. And you start by saying yes, yes, whatever's happening, yes, whatever's happening, yes, right now. As soon as you get into the moment, all your problems diminish. All your problems vanish. Somehow when you meditate, just because of the power of meditation, something changes about your whole demeanor. You become a more positive person. And so better things happen to you. And when bad things happen, your reaction is not so severe. Your reaction to it is so much better. So life becomes better. And like I said, I've always said, the storm is going to come. Are you going to face it prepared with your raincoat and umbrella? Or are you going to go out and brave it just like that? That is up to you. So just go and write down on a little sheet of paper or on your phone as your, what's it called when you open it? Profile of it. Your screensaver. Say yes to the now. Say yes to the moment, however you want to put it. And it'll remind you. When you open your phone and you say, oh my God, they've gone to a vacation to Monaco and you're feeling thoroughly miserable. It'll remind you to just stay. Yes. I'll get there someday. Yeah. Wow, they've gone to Monaco. It's just a fact, they've gone to Monaco. It has nothing to do with you going to Monaco. Right? It has nothing to do with it. How easily we get dragged into all kinds of little things. One day I'll make my app. And just show people how to flip it.